if everything is looking good, if I get the feeling that yes, it is going to go up, the price action is showing that it's going to go up, then we'll enter for a buy. Moving quickly on to the GBP USD. Now I highlighted this candle, I think it was yesterday, yes. Okay. I highlighted that candle yesterday and I told you guys that this was a very bearish candle by the spike that you can see here, the rejection of the prices here. So bears, you know, a lot of sellers here. And today's candle is quite surprising because it came all the way down here and then there was a lot of bullish pressure and it closed right there. So it just closed here where this opened. It's basically just closed right there. So price is over both of the MAs as well. Just here it isn't, but it's over the 50. You can see overall downtrend, but this looks like it's broken this trend and it's just above it. On the weekly we can see, okay, so this is currently looking like another rejection candle is going to be printed. If the bearish momentum carries on, then definitely I think definitely price is going to go lower. It's going to go another step lower, possibly testing this area here or breaking lower. So this part was broken today, and if you was to enter this pair, the GBP USD, you would be actually placing a stop loss. With the strategy that I use, I would be placing a stop loss of 80 pips. So let me take a look at this. Okay, so we've got a 5 pip spread at the moment, but because it's okay, 2 pips, sorry. So okay, so 83 pips. So we're just gonna be here. We're just gonna be at these highs up there. So that's most likely gonna be a possibly a £8 £8 trade possibly. If you lose, you probably lose about £8, I think it is. So that would, and you'd probably, yeah, so we'd be shooting about there, 2 to 1. The problem is this break wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting a much stronger breakdown, not like this. If it closed here, you know, or just about here, I would have got into this trade for a sell, but actually I'm just gonna wait on the sidelines and I'm gonna see how this plays out. On a candle like this, actually getting in for me is risky. So I'm just gonna leave this pair, guys. I'm gonna monitor it and I'm gonna see what's going on. Okay. Tomorrow's candle, if tomorrow's candle is a bearish candle, then most likely I think the price is actually going to go down, but we'll have to wait and see. Moving on to the next pair, which is the CAD JPY. So the card JPY is similar to a couple of pairs that we've just gone through. We did mark out high and a low, and so far I can see this candle being formed. That was printed, and it did make a significant move down below these lows, but then closed right back to where it started from. So that's telling me that price is not actually wanting to go down. Price is actually going to break the high, but you know, that's just me. I don't know if that is what's going to happen. Possibly it will break down and test these you know, this high here. Well, it came right next to it, didn't it, if you look at it? Yeah, so we may be getting something here towards the end of the week or beginning of next week. Moving on to Euro AUD. Now Euro AUD, it produced one of these candles. So when you start getting these candles, it can signify stress that, you know, the current trend, the current direction of the market is under it's under pressure, it's under strain, stress. Where, you know, they've got so many terms that they use, but apparently that it indicates that possibly you will get some sort of reverse happening, some sort of opposite move in the opposite direction. So you can see this area here, it's got a lot of, you know, points where market reversed, a lot of strong points here. Okay, after rejecting here, you can see the move that it made towards the top, but then you can see the sell. You know, it only literally took like 2 days to get back to the point that it was at. So maybe the bulls were really in control all the way through here, because if you look at the black candles, you'll see they're quite significant. They stand out, don't they? They go up like what, the bullish candles go up 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then you'd have 1 2 3 4, you know, 4 candles just taking out 6 days worth of price action. So that just shows me that you know, maybe overall this is a bearish market. So when you move into the weekly, that is what is being projected, that it's actually a bearish market. So we may see a break of the low here, and then we might see price actually going further down, testing these lows. Maybe it's just, you know, that's how what I can see. I didn't get into that trade, like I said to you. I didn't consider this to be a strong break. I like it when, you know, more of that candle is more on this side. It just shows, then I can see the momentum in that move. And when it's like that, when it's so close to previous support here, and it just breaks like this, there's a risk of it actually turning and then going in the opposite direction. So I'm just gonna wait and see what happens with this pair. Okay, Euro GBP, I'm not gonna trade that pair. GBP JPY. Okay, so this pair is exactly the same as the other pairs as well. They move, they have similar characteristics. They move in a similar way. I think they call it correlation. So some pairs move uh, like other pairs. So if one pair goes up, then you'd see another pair that would go up as well, but in different patterns, in different ways, but overall direction would be the same. So we can see break of the high here and here, and it looks like price is actually pulling back a bit to test this. So we can see that testing in more detail on the daily. So it's coming down to this level, and possibly after it gets down to this level, we may see a nice break. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to put another horizontal line on this part here, this area here, sorry, the high here. The two bullish candles, and then we had a bearish candle here, a strong bearish candle that took out this candle. And now if this does break below here, this candle, then you've got to think how far down is the price going to come back. So this is where you would look at these highs here. Now if you look where price is now and this high here, there's not a lot of room, that there's not enough space for you to actually make profit. So what I would do, I would actually stick to buy in this pair until we can confirm that actually the trend has actually changed and we're actually in a selling market now, in a bearish market. So currently I don't see that because you can see both of the MAs and you can see the healthy trend move that it made up, and there was nice space between the lines, between the MA, between the price. Okay, and now this is just looking like a classic pullback to me. So we should see a break of this area, and then you would be in for a buy. So let's wait, let's carry on being patient, and let's see what happens. So we're moving quickly on to USD CAD. Now USD CAD, I told you guys that I had a bias to sell this pair because price is moving down. So as of this low has not been broken, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna carry on waiting and see what happens, because on the weekly, if you look on the weekly, it was coming down and then we found support here, and then price changed. Price broke this trend line and carried on going up until price broke back down again. So it took out these lows, okay, lower highs, higher highs, higher lows, it took them out. And if we do get a bullish weekly candle form, then this is a new low. So maybe that is a beginning of movement towards the downside. So that's why my bias is to sell, because overall when you look at the market, it looks like it wants to come down and test this area. Okay, if it was carrying on going up, wanting to go up, then it would have made higher highs, higher lows. Okay, and price would have been above the MAs, but here you can see price is actually below the MAs. So as it's moved down here, maybe it's gonna do like a couple of days of bullish activity until it gets to a certain point and then goes for another big sell. So we're gonna carry on waiting, hoping that the current guys, I'm gonna stop the video here, and I'll see you on the next one.